there, everybody. Welcome back to the Planes, Trains, and Comic Books channel. My name is Matt, and today we're going to preview Dismay Avenue number 2. But before we get into that, if you guys wouldn't mind like, sharing, subscribing, commenting, it really helps me out and lets me know what you guys want to see more of. So, with that being said, let's get straight into it. All right, this one's going to be a little different, guys. I'm going to be previewing a comic that's funding on Kickstarter right now, so I'll be sure to add the links for the campaign in the description down below. But we start off with the cover here for Dismay Avenue number 2. This is a horror anthology, all written by the same guy, Brandon Ingram, and art by Gaetano Matruglio, Jade Sky, Federico Guilin, and Helen Bolton. And I'm not going to go through all the stories or even a lot of one story. I'm going to give you a little taste because I don't want to spoil anything if you do back this book. But I'm going to go with the one I liked the most, which was Destination. And this one starts off with a little girl and her mom going into a secondhand shop or a thrift store. And the girl does not want to be here. She keeps bothering the mom. And eventually the mom gets fed up and says, look, you don't have to stay here with me. Go look around. Maybe you'll find something cool that'll pique your interest. Just stop bothering me. And while the girl's looking around in this back area, she finds this triangle. And something seems to draw her to it. So of course, as you do with a triangle, you ring it. So she rings the triangle, and all of a sudden she's transported into another place. And this place is weird because it's in the middle of nowhere, but for some reason, there is a traveling ice cream man. And at first, it seems like it's pretty chill. There's nothing to worry about. She even does what kids should do and tells him that she can't take anything from him because he's a stranger. But as they sit there talking, all of a sudden, the sky becomes stormy, and she's kind of scared and wants to go home. So this ice cream man offers her a ride. All she needs to do is hop on his cart. And I'm going to stop it right there. I don't want to spoil anything else. So even though you might be able to guess where that story was going, it definitely doesn't go where you think it's going to go. And that's why I like that one the most. It for sure had a lot of twists and turns and just a really cool concept that I liked a lot. So I already backed this comic on Kickstarter. I actually backed the digital versions of both number 1 and 2. And there's other options here. If you don't like digital, there's definitely print options and whatnot. So overall, I thought this was a pretty fun anthology horror comic. With anthology horror comics, usually there's 1 or 2 stories that don't quite connect with me, but I thought most of the stories in this were pretty solid. There was a couple stories in here that didn't quite have the ending I was hoping for, but all of them definitely had sections where I had a sense of dread and there was definitely horror going on that I was feeling, even if some of the endings weren't my cup of tea. So that Brandon did a pretty good job with all the writing. And the art in this book is pretty dang good too. Every story has its own distinct feel. One of them, called Tolls the Bells, which is the first story in the compilation, has really good detailed like kind of manga art, which I liked a lot. Raw Horror kind of has impressionistic art, and that one is by Jade Sky, who did the first issue of Dismay Avenue, which you can get on this campaign as well. The art on the one we read, Destination, was pretty good to me. There were some panels that had a little bit of wonkiness to them, but once it kicks off, it kind of just adds to the atmosphere. And the last story, The Acolyte, has like a super cartoony, almost knockoff Disney quality to it. And I dug that one too. I thought that one was pretty fun and interesting. So as I said, I got issues 1 and 2 digitally on this. It is still funding right now. So if you saw anything you like, definitely go check out the campaign with the link below and back the project. And we will see y'all on the next one.